Chargers taking on the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's a rematch of one of the great NFL playoff games of all time. The Chargers and Dolphins underway from Miami. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. So, Charles, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season, because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh it. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time. Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
That is caught. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 40 yards.
Despite writing it down in my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Delay of game, offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Now a handoff, running off, tackle right. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. On the carry, it's Chestnut. And he's going to blow his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Julius Chestnut with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Like what we saw right there, good running down near the goal line, because that was a really good drive. They were able to possess the ball, have some early success moving it downfield, and then clearly the most important thing, finishing things off with the ball in the end zone.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's taken in by Quentin Johnston. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down. You talk about this Miami defense. They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones, things of that.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Ryan Brzee fought in and got him down. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Thomas. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 2nd down, a run by Achane. this all the way down inside the 35. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10, down at the 33. Tua sets up to pass it. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for Jalen Waddle there. And now it's 2nd down. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. And they're a tough unit to throw against. Currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL. But it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Here's a 2nd and 5. Running left, Achane. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They'll try and run for it. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. A run here with Chestnut. It'll be a gain. Set up a 3rd and goal.
Is it? So he definitely had his eyes wide open trying to get in there a second time, but I thought that was a really nice play defensively to deny him.
Yeah, it was, as you said, keeping him away from his second first-quarter touchdown there. Third and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Dolphins are off to a 13-0 first-quarter lead. Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first-quarter lead. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 17 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you measure numbers for the guys that carry the football, it's not just the yardage. How many times do they ring the bell? How many times they get into the end zone? And now that he has 15 for the year, everyone gets to celebrate, starting with his offensive line.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first two drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a three-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Week after week Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
On second down, Eckler. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now a toss right side. Achane with it. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Nakobe Dean. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Solo left Zion. 20 TX. Ready.
On second down, Tua. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs,
intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 30. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Tackle there by Nick Cross.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Herbert now. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Brian Brzee in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Returnable for Thomas. Nifty move. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And this is caught. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 62 yards. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring. And another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half.
Chargers, nothing. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it up.
But he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Wow, so The INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Open man right side is Shark. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 8 at the 42-yard line.
21.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Got an open man, it's Josh Palmer. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a first down.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
On first down, Justin Herbert. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
They're going to go toss right side with Eckler. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on third down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Go.
Here's Herbert. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Herbert. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Cade York on now for the field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. York able to send this one through. And that's a deficit from 28 to 25. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for...
And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Dolphins just continue to roll. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big time.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points.
There he goes, left side. A big play there for L.A. 53 yards.
When we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit, and they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Touchdown, Chargers. Gerald Everett. Yard touchdown ground. And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Now, this has been a one-sided first half to this point, no doubt, but at least signs of life here. They're on the board.
Yeah, and I think if they went to the halftime down big with 0 points on the board, it'd be a struggle to see them come out in the second half and play well. So very important, vital here. And if they make a huge comeback, we'll look back at this moment and point to the start of it.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get to the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is caught. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 60 yards.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
Hey, get set. 32 stinger.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Dolphins extend their lead yet again. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Sanders on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. In motion left goes a tight end. From midfield, here's Tua. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Chargers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
A little short pass. This is Everett. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. 3rd and 2, Herbert. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense. Blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, obviously they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Tua, a final shot before half. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. Nick Chubb, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdown passes. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Josh Jacobs with a touchdown run. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit. Herbert has it knocked free. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
And you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Out of the gun, Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Short completion, just 4 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Returnable now for Woodson. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession. Second half.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Deion Henley there on the tackle.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now 2nd and 5. On the toss, here's Achane.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
57 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
2nd and a couple.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Oh, great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
They'll run with Chestnut. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Credit him with a 1-yard gain. Second and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Second and 9.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
They'll run for it with Achane. They didn't.
First down as he's tackled. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. This offense, number 1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives.
And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Dolphins Dolphins are pouring it on.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Well, security eluded it. Give him 9 on the kick. Set up with a 2nd and 1.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
A give, running right, Achane. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Achane will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. that's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now it's Herbert.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is Chargers first down. Is the 3rd down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Herbert has it knocked free.
And this is picked up by the Dolphins. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
67 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space,
and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Charger drive about to get going.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about.
Fights through, and now a crease. Oh, nice move. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Miami. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Herbert.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
The Chargers on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be third and forever. Back to throw. Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. And here's Ryan Wright now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Miami set to take over. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of... time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Running right, here's Achane. Bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 3rd and 9 here.
79 Broncos. Panther 11. 19 tight. 19 tight. Hey, check that. Check that. Street. Go.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there. 79 yards. And the Dolphins are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And the LA offense ready for this next possession.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss. On Herbert, his third interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big.
First down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. And it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd and 9 now. And this is taken in at the... And he gets it all inside the 10. Him at the 5. Give him 32 on the play.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Let's go. Hurt. Right there, Hurt. Ready.
They'll drop to throw. Look. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. They're going to take up. 2-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line.
Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Running left, Montgomery. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
He's been terrific so far.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a 1st down. Roughing, it is a 1st.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. And Shark calls it in.
Down the sideline he goes. DJ Choke. Touchdown, LA. DJ.
$79 yards. And the Chargers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by York is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
One play has has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks. Check smash, check smash. Ready?
He'll look to throw. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A big play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. L.A. set to take over again on offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Ready, ready.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Let's go now.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Okay, ready.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. This is Achane.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now 2nd and 9.
Reload. Ready.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. They got a yard on first, 2 on second, and 3 here on third.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. From the left hash, a chip shot here.
The kick by Sanders is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he can field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Possession switching back now to the Chargers. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
A quick throw there is incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Herbert now.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
Viking 18. Buffalo 18. Check, Bobcat. Check, Bobcat. Let go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Chargers ready to take over. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Well, the lopsided affair finally coming to an end, and really no shortage of big plays for us to examine, partner, on offense or on defense for this team. They were so well-rounded in this one.
They certainly were, and how about the day those defenders had, though? How many takeaways did they have? I quit counting after a while. They were clearly the better team, and their defensive effort, it led the way.
So for Miami,
they're a win away now from running the table here in the regular season. They moved to 16-0 on the year.
that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.